In the world of Port Charles, few names carry as much power, mystery, and emotional weight as Sonny Corinthos. For decades, Sonny has been known as a man who never backs down, a man who protects his family at any cost, a man who built an empire from nothing and defended it against every enemy who dared to challenge him. But today, everything is different, because something has happened that no one in Port Charles ever expected. Something that forced Sonny Corinthos to face a decision so painful, so complicated, that it could change his life forever. And when the truth finally comes out, the entire city may never look at Sonny the same way again. A man who has always fought. For years, Sonny Corinthos has lived a life surrounded by danger. Enemies have come and gone, betrayals have shaken the foundations of his world. Friends have turned into rivals, and rivals have sometimes become unlikely allies. Yet through it all, Sonny has remained one thing above everything else: a protector. His family has always been his greatest priority. Whether it was protecting his children, standing beside the people he loves, or defending Port Charles from threats lurking in the shadows, Sonny has always been willing to take the risk himself. But sometimes, even the strongest protector reaches a moment where the fight becomes too heavy. And lately, that moment may have finally arrived. Over the past few weeks, subtle changes have started appearing in Sonny's world. People close to him noticed that something wasn't quite right. The once calm and confident leader of Port Charles seemed more distant, more thoughtful, more burdened by something he wasn't ready to share. Even those who know Sonny best began asking the same question: what is he hiding? Rumors quickly began spreading across the city. Some believed Sonny was dealing with a dangerous new enemy. Others thought a secret from his past might be resurfacing. But the truth turned out to be something far more personal, something that would force Sonny to question everything he thought he knew about loyalty, responsibility, and sacrifice. The moment that changed everything. Late one evening, Sonny found himself standing alone, staring out across the dark waters of Port Charles Harbor. For years, this city had been his kingdom. Every street carried memories. Every building held a story. But that night felt different, because Sonny had just received news that would change everything. A situation had developed, one that placed his family directly in danger. And for the first time in a very long time, Sonny realized something terrifying. This was not a battle he could win the way he always had before. No strategy, no negotiation, no intimidation, none of the tools that had protected him for decades would work this time. And that realization forced Sonny to confront the most difficult question of his life. Was it finally time to walk away? When word began spreading that Sonny Corinthos might be considering a drastic move, disbelief swept through Port Charles. People who had followed Sonny's journey for years couldn't imagine the powerful crime boss stepping back from the world he built. It sounded impossible. After all, Sonny has survived betrayals, rival mobs, federal investigations, and countless dangerous confrontations. Why would he step away now? But what most people didn't understand was the emotional weight Sonny had been carrying. Behind the confident exterior was a man who had seen too many people he loved get hurt, too many moments where violence touched the lives of innocent people. And now, he feared that history might repeat itself. Conversations that changed his perspective. The turning point came during a series of deeply personal conversations with the people closest to Sonny. Some encouraged him to keep fighting. Others quietly admitted something they had never said before, that maybe the risks had simply become too great. For Sonny, hearing those words was painful, because it forced him to accept a possibility he had spent years refusing to consider. Maybe protecting his family didn't mean staying strong in the same way he always had. Maybe real protection meant something entirely different. For a man like Sonny Corinthos, identity is everything. His reputation, his leadership, his ability to control the dangerous world around him. Walking away from that life would not simply be a career change, it would mean redefining who Sonny Corinthos really is. And that kind of transformation doesn't happen easily. Memories of the past began flooding his mind. Every victory, every loss, every moment where he chose to stand his ground when others told him to run. Now the question wasn't whether Sonny could keep fighting. The question was whether he should. The moment of truth. Finally, the moment arrived when Sonny could no longer delay the decision. Standing in the same office where countless deals had been made and rivalries settled, Sonny gathered the courage to speak the words no one ever thought they would hear. A decision had been made. One that would reshape the balance of power in Port Charles. One that would leave friends shocked, enemies confused, and the future uncertain. Because Sonny Corinthos was about to take a step that could change everything.
News of Sonny's decision spread quickly. Some people refused to believe it. Others saw it as the beginning of a new era for the city. And a few, especially those who had feared Sonny's influence for years, quietly wondered if this might finally be their chance to rise. But for Sonny himself, the reactions didn't matter nearly as much as one thing: whether his decision would truly protect the people he loves. A city waiting for answers. Port Charles has always been a city full of secrets, and whenever someone as powerful as Sonny Corinthos makes a life-changing decision, those secrets begin to surface. Old enemies may return, unexpected alliances may form, and new challenges could appear in ways no one anticipates. For Sonny, stepping away from his old life may not bring the peace he hopes for. In fact, it could create an entirely new set of problems. For longtime fans of General Hospital, the journey of Sonny Corinthos has always been about more than power or conflict. It has been about family, about loyalty, about the complicated choices that define who we are. And now, Sonny finds himself standing at a crossroads unlike anything he has faced before. If he stays the same man he has always been, the danger surrounding his world may continue growing. But if he truly walks away from the life that defined him for decades, he risks losing a part of himself that can never be replaced. That is the heartbreaking reality of Sonny Corinthos' decision. And the truth is, no matter which path he chooses, nothing in Port Charles will ever be the same again. Because sometimes the most powerful move a man can make is not fighting harder. Sometimes it's choosing a completely different future. And for Sonny Corinthos, that moment may have finally arrived.